Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kelli Vrla.
I know what you're thinking. What could she say that's funny? She looks like the love child of Steven Seagal and Demi Moore. I have a lot of really great relatives, being Greek, relatives that I think have really helped me relieve my stress. One of my uncles always puts cream and sugar in the coffee cup, and then he pours the coffee in. Why? Yes, he lets the coffee stir the cream. He lets the coffee do the work. How many of us have a habit right now that is just because we've done it all the time, the same very way? We've never considered a way to let the coffee stir the cream. Do you believe perception has anything to do with anything? Yeah, we've been discussing that most of the day, haven't we? A friend of mine and I, standing in London at a crosswalk. When the light changes, there's a loud beeping noise and the light flashes. Woman from out of town says, she says, "What's that beeping noise for?" My friend from London turns to her and says, "That's so the blind people know the light has changed." And she said, "Oh." She said, "In my country, they don't let blind people drive." I need to figure out, if this is stressing me out, is the battle worth fighting? Am I arguing with you about what's right or who's right? This is huge. This is huge. Most of my battles that I see in 150 days of travel are because of people mad because you didn't do it the way I would have done it. I am Greek. Do you know Greek people? We love to talk and we love to eat. In fact, the way you know a Greek woman comes into the room is her hips will always come around the corner about 5 minutes before she does. You know, I went to one of these psychic festivals. It was a Renaissance fest, and this gypsy woman comes running over to me across the grass, and she says, "Oh, I can see by those hips. You are so Greek. But by your hips, I can predict that your moon is always in the house of pancakes." See, humor is like a muscle. And the more you practice with it, the better you get at it. But one of the things I want to point out to you is it just doesn't happen unless you are aware of it. And I want to help you with some ways to be more aware of it. You know, I love being Greek, though, because I have a lot of really neat cousins. Like, okay, Aristotle. Very distant cousin. And he used to say, you know, to know and not to do is the same as not knowing. And many of us, we know a lot, don't we? Some of you will hear something that I say today, and you'll say, "Oh, I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. Big duh, Kelly. Okay." But can you honestly say to yourself, "I do that, and I do that, and I do that"? And when you can move "I knew that's" to "I do that's," that's when those to-dos become what I like to call ta-das, all right? The universe rewards action. So it's nice to think it, but you must do it in order for things to start. In order for change to happen, great change must happen. How many of you are sitting there right now, had a goal about a year ago to be somewhere, be something, make a certain amount of money, and you're not there yet because you thought of a great way to do it, but maybe you didn't do the part where the action is? Don't you hate it when people do that? I know this one guy, he goes, "Don't ever change. Don't ever change." And I want to go, change. Also, you know what's going to happen is you're going to be very tempted when you hear something that you think you know, you're going to want to tune out. All right, and I caution you not to do that. I speak very fast, so you cannot do that. I speak about 350 words a minute with gusts of 385. Because I know you're tuning in and you're tuning out all the time. Some of you are thinking, what are we going to do? When are the breaks? When do I get out of here? Maybe she looks a little like Demi Moore, but a whole lot more like Steven Seagal. Another element of humor I always use toward customer service, because I think we need to help brighten people's days. One of the things that happened to me, I'm at the airport, and not only do I feel we should lighten the lives of people we serve, but why not the people that serve us? New concept, huh? Standing at the counter, guy in front of me, cussing at the ticket gate agent. Now, I don't know about you, but this is the one woman who could get me on the plane, okay? He storms off to the gate, and, you know, he is cussing at this poor woman, and she turns to her friend, and I know she thought I could not hear her, and she says, "Wait till he sees where this bag is going." Now, I don't know about you, but I'm next in line. And I walk up to her and I'm thinking, what can I do to be a better passenger? So I step up and go, "Hi, how are you? Nice dress." There are 6 of them with the same dress on. This would be a great opportunity for me to give her a little lightness. The woman has had so many withdrawals from her emotional bank account, it's time for a deposit. So I'm going to give her a Kelli Graham right now, okay? I hand her my ID, and she looks at my ID. Now, on my ID, I've drawn a big red dot where my nose is, looks like a clown nose. I hand it over to her, and at the same time I'm handing it to her, I'm slipping on the real nose. She looks down at my ID with the clown nose on. She's going, this woman's nuts. She looks up at me. She looks back down. She looks up. She looks down. And she laughed so hard that she upgraded me to first class.
Not only was it absolutely hilarious and fun, but it was informative as well. The feedback I have received has been fantastic. Many have said it was the best program RMA has ever put on. Your humorous delivery kept us interested and alert. We will be able to apply and retain more information because of the festive way you present it. You've helped open up the doors to a lighter, more productive atmosphere at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Your humor and wit enlivened a day of long meetings and made our event more memorable. It was refreshing to have someone come in with a new approach and presentation designed with bottom-line results in mind. Thanks for humorizing our sales force. As stressful as you know radio sales can be, the tools and tips you shared will help us to be more productive.
Humor is not just limited to the corporate world. I mean, humor is your life. I mean, I think that if you have less stress, you learn to look at things in a lighter fashion. There's no pain in humor. What do you lose if you have a lighter day? Hello? 80% of all the problems in the workplace today are caused by miscommunication. Do you believe that? I do. And 80% of all diseases, stress-related. Do you see the connection? Do you think you can change other people? Yeah, great recipe for first marriages. In fact, I was driving down the highway. I saw them towing half a house down the road. And I thought, isn't divorce a pain? I hope that when they leave from here, at least they will be aware. Let that awareness hit them, that when they are in that trying moment or stuck, or they think they're stuck, that they remember they're not alone, that they remember that there's somebody else out there that they can use as a comedy comrade, that they can remember that they can look and have the choice to look at something in a different way. I hope that's what comes to mind. And it's a habit. It will take time. They'll have to keep doing it and get used to it like a muscle and have to feel comfortable and keep doing it. That's why I give them the nose. I give them the nose so that they will know, they're reminded to have it. They don't have to wear it all the time, but at least it's a reminder that things can be a lot lighter. Vrla, yeah, that's it. Yes, there's a Czech name. I come from a very poor Czech family. We couldn't afford to buy very many vowels.